You guys remember these? This is a sad thing to admit, but these do not fit right. I tried various things. The most successful thing I actually did was I had made some I guess you could say half insoles. Took out the ones that are in here. If I can get them out, I'll show you. But Wesco obviously ships insoles, footbeds, whatever you want to call it. They're actually stamped Wesco. If you look, is that focusing? You can actually see my feet are kind of at the limit of this. You can see where my toes are on this thing. Honestly, without this, without the insert, I would say the toe room is okay, but then the heel is extremely sloppy and a mess, and just insane amount of heel slip. So basically, it was unusable, and I thought, well, I could solve that with the half insert, but that kind of works, but it slips, and then I'd have to get some cement and glue it down in there, and it was just, kind of thinking all these things, and just, what, with all my concerns with, big toe push, which is my right foot's the sensitive foot, and the amount of big toe push, because it's a pointy, whatever they call this, the MP toe. I think there's a couple MP Lasts, but this is the one that they use for the Mr. Lou. This is the Van Cleef, but it's the same Last. It just doesn't work for my foot, so I need to sell these. So if you're looking for a pair of these and you fit the Wesco 11.5E, and keep in mind their sizing is weird. I don't know if I can get this to focus real well on the camera, but I'll show you the size right there. You can see inside. Maybe I'll try to zoom in there, but it's that 11.5E. It's weird, you look at Standard and Strange, and they said that these run narrow, so the E is more like a D. I don't know if I really agree with that. I think it's I don't know if I would say this is the same as the D, because there's actually quite a bit of room in the ball. I would say more than a typical D. I would say this actually feels a lot more like an E, as far as maybe the instep is more D-ish, but the ball is definitely E. It's very wide right here, and then it just cuts in way too much on the toe. So I would actually think, again, I don't care enough. This pointed toe stuff is just not right for my feet anyway, so I'm not going to try to get one. But I have a sense that I would probably fit a 12D better, because the extra length would, extend out the pointing part to not push in the big toe, and then the D would tighten up the instep and the ball, and it'd probably work better. I actually don't have too much of an instep issue with this. They fit pretty much fine. I wear them with actually a thinner sock, and they're fine, but the toe is just brutal. I tried them with a thicker sock, and maybe it improves the other fit a little bit, like a boot sock, but then the toe push is just too much. It's just way too tight of a toe box. But other than that, these are super sick. I got these, I think, last winter. I think I posted some pictures. I don't think I ever did a video on them, hence me recording this now. But this color, or maybe, maybe I just did a unbox type deal. I bought them used off eBay. But the color of this so this orange color is technically, it's Horween's Essex. I guess like natural Essex is just it's Essex is the type, like the tannage, versus like Dublin. They're similar, actually. If you've watched those videos, Nick Horween talks about it a bit on, what's that? They have a YouTube channel and a podcast. Him and Phil from Ashland Leather, Full Grain podcast. You ever check that out? It's good. You should check it out, actually. It's a fun to watch. Mostly listen. They're just chatting, but I like to watch it on YouTube. And they had a really cool video recently. You should check it out. But this starts off being very, very light, and with UV exposure and just the elements, it darkens. And to show it, I actually have from Buckle Guy. This is, you can see, Horween Essex leather panel. I bought this for, either keychains or something. I haven't figured out. It's so nice, and Smells incredible. So I haven't used it yet, but this is what this started out as. So you can tell, I mean, this is a significant color change. Let me do this. So these originally look like that. And then I don't know how long, this is our old pair. So I don't know exactly what the previous owner, I bought this from a guy who had bought them off eBay too. And he said that they were too small. It's like the Wesco MP Last legacy is always people sizing wrong. And they're typically sizing too small because people tell them to go down a size or something and it just doesn't work. But he wasn't the first owner. I don't know where they went or where they came from before that dude. But clearly these had seen a lot of light. I don't know if someone had them in a window display, a stockist, or maybe, I don't know, if somebody ever throws UV LED lights at these things or something to kind of speed it up, or maybe some dude bought them and left them in his window. But considering the lack of wear, because these soles are not that worn, I'll show you both of them, but I mean, there's a little bit of the heel corner strike, but I mean, look at this. The stitches are perfect, I think. I think one of them is worn through another boot, but this is very little wear. I didn't wear them that many times, clearly, because of the toe pain. Yeah, so here's a couple. You can see a couple stitches wore through. Maybe they're starting a little bit, but this is very low wear. Here's the heel, not too bad. And these were definitely not resoled because you could tell this is the original machine stitching here on the stitch down, and there's no extra holes, so they weren't a resole job. I don't know how they ended up this way, but they clearly saw a lot of UV or were conditioned. Something caused it to get the orange color quicker, or maybe it wasn't quicker. Maybe they bought them and they sat in a window for years. Because I think these Van Cleefs, this is the original Van Cleef 1 from Standard and Strange. I think this was like 2017 or something. There's info about it online if you go searching. Heddles, I think, was a website that had old like posts for when these were released and stuff. But basically these look like this, and you know, they were making a Mr. Lou that was also a similar makeup. The difference is Mr. Lou's have a tighter shaft for like a more modern, you know, kind of metro guys with their tight pants. Some of these guys who like to wear what do they call it, tapered, you know, skinny jean stuff. That's not my jam. So those guys need the tighter shaft. This shaft works totally fine with a 505 Levi's. It's not big at all. Honestly, most cowboy boots have bigger shafts than this. So if you wear normal pants, you know, men's pants, you'll be fine. But yeah, this is really cool leather. This looks nice like this, but I feel like wearing a boot that looks like skin, like flesh, would be kind of weird. But the end result is freaking dope. And I mean, even some oddities, I feel like the stitching almost looks purple. So I don't know what that's about. It's weird. If you look really closely it's more obvious in the back, but it has almost this like purplish hue. It's not white. It's not tan. I don't know what it is. They're in very good shape. When I got them, there's a couple little like dents, but they're not really even scratches. There's honestly no significant wear. There is this mark. Kind of just showing this in case someone sees this and wants to buy them. I don't know if it's even showing up. A couple little stains there, maybe a tiny little water spot stain there. What's weird is they don't, I don't know. I was really worried when I first got them, being veg tan, that they would stain with water, but what I've noticed with Horween is it seems like their veg tan is a little bit more durable with water versus Wicked and Craig seems to really be sensitive to stains. That said, you know, you saw there's a couple little stains. I think if it's straight up like clean water, like rain or something, or you're washing your hands and you drip some water down, drying your hands on a towel, that doesn't seem to stain it. But, you know, I feel like this little spot may have been walking through grass or something, walking the dog in the rain, or I don't know what that was. And I don't honestly know what this came from. So there are some potentials to stain. I'm trying to remember if that's what the video was or I posted a picture, but I did a Venetian shoe cream conditioning of these, and it basically just took that orange color and just made it kind of slightly more punchy and glossy, but they already were this color, so I don't think they'll get really darker. It just kind of made them pop more. But this color is like peak. I need to get at some point. I would love to get a pair of Essex boots, and maybe I'll do the same thing someone may have done with this pair. Just leave them in the window for 6 months before I wear them to get them orange, because that orange leather color is, I don't know if you guys would call this orange tan, I guess, light tan. It's like a light tan. It's just freaking awesome. I saw a 310 Viberg done in Essex years ago, but theirs they sold it this color. So I don't know if Viberg was like tanning, putting the leather in the sun or something before they built the boot, but they looked this color and it's just awesome. This isn't so awesome looking when it's new, but looks really awesome when it's done. So anyway, just wanted to have a little, record of these, because I do plan to sell them. I'm kind of tired of messing around with the fit. It's just not right for my foot. And honestly, I'm kind of not loving the engineer vibe as much. I have my unsungs that I'll definitely keep because they're just too awesome. But I'm definitely seem to be going down a different path with, I guess, more roper pull-ons and Western boots. It really kind of clicked when I got those. I posted that video update at the beginning of the summer, I think, or early in the summer, on those Zeros. But those are more of a clean pull-on. There's no strap is really the big thing. I don't like these straps. It's just stupid. They don't add value. This one, I would argue, don't do anything on engineer boots because you can't really tighten it, because otherwise that's like the whole shape of the boot. It's more of a aesthetic thing. And then I guess if you undo the top strap on these, you can theoretically have more room, I guess, for your heel as you slip it in, and then you tighten it back up. But honestly, that doesn't seem to be how they work. I literally leave these like this, and I slide them in and on and off, and that's fine. It's actually the tightest setting on the top. And my unsungs were actually, I guess my calves are too thick for them or something. I don't know. I posted some pictures, I think, maybe I should do a video about that, but I had to actually get them to send me a new strap and then cut the stitches and stitch in a new one on my unsung so that it actually would fit a longer upper strap. And then once I figured out the right position for me, I punched one hole, put it in there, so it's like custom to my calf, and then I never change it. So you end up with basically a boot that might as well have just not had this stupid strap and not have been cut and just be a solid shaft, which is what a roper style is. So to me, I'm kind of over the engineer thing. And they look kind of silly. It's like you're just hiding this thing under your pant leg because it looks kind of nonsense. That's just not my vibe. So, but this is a dope ass pair. So yeah, well, you can send me an email if you're interested and this is your size. I have my email listed in the about of my YouTube channel. But if you're curious or interested, let me know. If not, just enjoy the epic Essex leather that's been tanned, because this is some peak aesthetic leather boots. And then these have, I don't know if they always use the same, I gotta turn this sideways so I'll get it to the camera, but I feel like they have different Wesco logos. This is the logo they used at least back when they made the Van Cleef. And I think, second guessed myself, but these seem to be a very dark brown V-bar, not black, because I've compared these against my Nicks with the V-bar, and I swear this is not the same color. So I don't know if that was something they used to offer. I know there's a brown one. This is more of like a super dark brown, but yeah, brass buckles. It's pretty nice stuff. Cheers.